Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Programming with C++. Guys, this is lecture number 4. In this lecture, we will discuss basic syntax of a C++ program. We also discuss the structure of a C++ program. So here we go. Guys, this is the simple and minimal program written in C++ language. Here the main represent the entry point of your application. In other words, we can say that the execution of your program starts from the code that you write inside the main function. So what is a function? We will discuss about function in more detail in the upcoming videos. Note that C++ is case sensitive. So for example, you must write main and int all in lowercase as shown here. When your program terminates successfully, it returns an error code which is an integer. That's why you see int here. The int in a C++ is a keyword that represents a C++ fundamental type, and I'll discuss that in the next module. Now you can think integer as a number which is returned after the successful execution of a main function. If the integer returned is 0, that means the program executed successfully. The number other than the 0 indicate an error. So in general, you must write an explicit return statement in order to return values from the function. However, in this particular case of main, if you don't any return statement, our return 0 is employed as default. So this minimal program will just return error code of 0, means hey, it's alright. From syntactic perspective, note that the body, that is the implementation, the code inside of the main function is enclosed in curly braces. So everything you write inside the curly braces will be considered as the body of the function. So in case of main, everything we write in the curly braces will be considered as the body of the main function. Well, as we figure out, this minimal code is quite boring. Let's add some more interesting stuff on the top of that. Inside the main function, let's add this line. The text to be printed is enclosed in double quotes, as shown here. In this example, following the historical tradition, the message to be printed is hello world. Note that the text is printed using the syntax involving cout. Cout is an acronym for character output, and you can use it when you want to print message to the user. To be more precise, cout represents the output stream, which can be even redirected into files, but the default behavior is basically showing to the user the text that you send to cout. Well, C++ is defined in C++ standard library. To avoid the conflicts between the names defined in the standard library and the names defined by C++ programmer in their own code, the stuff defined in the standard library is categorized by a prefix made by 3 letters std. You can also read it as stud. So please don't forget the std prefix before cout. Note also the double colon between them. Note also the use of semicolon to terminate a statement. Moreover, since cout is not a C++ keyword like int, but it is defined in a library that is in a collection of reusable components, you have to add an include line in your source. You have to add an include line in your source file. In particular, iStream is the header file that is needed to enable the use of cout. This include line is called preprocessed directive, and I will discuss that in more details later. So this is the basic structure of a C++ program. Let's dive into our editor and execute our first C++ program, the hello world. Here I have written a simple C++ program. It will only print hello world to the user screen. So open the terminal and compile it and execute and see what it gives us the output. So I have saved this program in the directory user Muhammad Naveed desktop and C++. So in order to open terminal here, I just type here cmd, hit enter, Now the terminal is open in our default directory, our working directory. So in order to compile a C++ program on terminal, simply write G++, then the name of your source file. Here in case of mine, I have written the name hello.cpp. Just hit enter to compile the program. As you can see that the program is compiled successfully and the default a.exe is generated here. To run the program, enter the name of your exe. Here I have a.exe, a.exe. This successfully showing the hello program. As you can see that the program, so we have successfully run our first C++ program. If you don't want to use std as a prefix before cout, you must include this line using namespace std before using the cout object. It isn't necessary to include using namespace std at the top of the main function. You can include this line anywhere when you want to use cout. So here I have an example. Here I have declared two functions print sum and main. The main is the entry point where our program will start or our application will start, and the print sum is a function that takes two parameters, integer a and integer b, and simply see out their sum. Note that I haven't used using namespace std at the top of the main function. I am just using this line where I am supposed to use. Here I have using cout. That's why I am using namespace std before the cout. Wherever I am using cout, I have to include this line before cout. If I don't want, if you are not comfortable with this line, simply prefix cout with std colon colon. This is another example here in the main function. I am not using any cout operation, so there is no need to hash include ice cream at the top of the main function. I am using in the print s. I'm using in print sum function cout. So to use cout, we must include the iostream and using namespace std before that cout. So here are food for thought for you. Will this program compile successfully? If yes, why yes? If no, why no? Post your opinion in the comment section. Here again, will this program compile successfully? If yes, why yes? If no, why no? Post your opinion in the comment section. Please remember the previous discussion in mind while posting your opinion in comment section. Well, that's it for today's lecture. See you in the next video. Thank you.